Raginder, welcome to Core Foundation's Youth Voices. So tell me, who is Raginder?
Raginder is a first generation immigrant that came to the United States at 8 years old. And just growing up, I had a very strong connection with music. I started singing when I was like 3, 4 years old and learned tabla. And then when I moved to the United States, I learned violin, listened to a lot of hip hop music, produced hip hop music as well. So, um, music is kind of what formed my identity, my character. Music was that one thing that I was able to connect with, and I was able to connect with others around me through music because the people that went to my school really liked hip hop music, and so did I. So we were able to talk about music, and that was pretty much how I navigated throughout my life. And some of the best relationships I have with people are through music.
Can you talk a little bit about who you are in terms of your faith tradition and your spirituality? Can you also tell me if there's any values of Sikhism that have empowered you as a young man?
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, the three golden rules of our religion, Kirt Karo, Vanch Chakro, and Nam Japo. I strive to work hard, and what I try to do by giving to people is I teach. I try to pass on the knowledge I've received from great masters, and I think with music, that's just one thing where whatever you have, whatever knowledge you attain that you spent a lot of time working hard for, pass it on. Don't keep it within yourself. And just at the end of the day, just be a good person. And I think Sikhism really emphasizes that treat others how you want to be treated.
Do you find that your music and your Sikhism has led you to appreciate cultural literacy? Is it an important aspect in today's world? And what are your thoughts about that?
I think cultural literacy is a very important part um, of, of the world. And I feel like it's needed in schools. It's needed for your own personal education because we have so many different types of cultures all around the world, and specifically for a population like ours, which is the fifth largest in the world, we are very severely underrepresented. As far as our cultural literacy, it's a lot of people don't know about who we are, what we represent, and where we come from, and what our culture provides to society as well. I do my research to try to understand all different types of culture, especially when it comes to music. I've taken time to learn Indonesian music, African music, Persian music, because the more knowledge we has as a population about other cultures, the more hate we can take away that exists in the world, and the more we can realize how many similarities we actually have within one another. The core of all religion has the same value, and I think that's one thing. If you read across all religions, that you can relate to is at the end of the day, we're all trying to strive to be better versions of ourselves.
Has it happened that when people see you with a turban, how have they reacted to it? And how do you actually explain your visible and invisible Sikhi to them?
I feel like it's always been a plus point for me, like 95% of the time. Um, and I think the best part of it is usually when I go into a room or into an auditorium or anything, and people see me before I perform, there's so many different preconceived notions. Like no one knows what to expect, especially when they see a sardar with a violin. I love seeing the way people's perceptions change. I feel like it's always been a plus point, just because it's that one thing. Other than the music, it's another thing that sticks with them because it's the identity.
What are maybe a few things that you would want peers to know, like who don't know about Sikhism? What would you want them to know about you as a person and as a Sikh?
What you see with me, what you see on stage, what you see just talking to me, is a byproduct of what I've learned through Sikhism, what I've learned through Punjabi culture, what I've learned through Indian classical music.
And what would you want mainstream America to know about you, mainstream media to know about Sikhism?
That I'm just a normal person. I'm not really any different from you or anyone else. Like, I just wear a turban and I have a beard. I follow a different religion. But at the end of the day, I grew up like and shared so many experiences with people that grew up around me that are American, and I'm no different than that. So when I'm playing music, if you close your eyes and you don't know how I look, it'll just be this. It'll be same as listening to any other type of music. At the same time, the Sikhism aspect of me is also that I honor my tradition and I want my tradition. I want representation for my tradition because there's not that many Sikhs in the arts as well as just in entertainment. So I want to be one of those pioneers that come out and put on for my community because it's needed. I want the next generation to have multiple role models and multiple examples.
Can you like share a story of how you and your music have helped to build bridges between different cultures?
I started to make tracks for my friends where I would take like a famous hip hop beat, or like I'll take a Punjabi song, like a Bhangra song, and I would just play violin over it. So that was just a way for me to make music that my friends can listen to, that they don't get, that they actually understand. My friends loved it, but then I had other people starting to come up to me that I had no idea who they were, and they were like, "Yo, I heard your track. Someone sent it to me. I loved this," you know. And it just kind of grew from there. And once I put it on the internet, it like really blew up. I was like, if people are really liking this, I can build off of this. So I started to make music, my own music, where I'm taking the sound that I grew up on, plus the sound that I learned Indian classical, and I combine them in a way where it's unique to me. But it's also represents my upbringing because it's two different cultures, but that I'm really invested in. I feel like it's just both of it's just a part of me. This sound is my voice. So when I play, I can play for like any audience now, and they're able to relate to it because they see that traditional aspect of it too. But then they also have something that they can relate to, and that's how like I've been able to bridge the gap through my music.
Do you have any musical inspirations?
Within American mainstream, I really like Kendrick Lamar, Drake, J. Cole, um, and within jazz, John Coltrane, Miles Davis.
Do you feel like your appearance as a young Sikh um, has been an asset or a liability in terms of um, not the musical piece, not the creative piece, but being successful socially with the girls, with friends, etc. Has it turned out growing up here?
That's been a journey for me. I felt like because there was a part of my life where I felt like it was liability, but now I definitely feel like it's an asset because part of like the journey of life is just accepting who you are and fully accepting who you are and being comfortable in your own skin. I don't have any doubt about my identity. And I feel like that in itself, when you're really confident, when you're really comfortable with your identity, that in itself attracts everyone to you. That journey is hard, especially growing up at a, when you want to fit in, but at the same time, you have an identity that is meant to stand out. Because when I had awkward stage, my beard started on my neck, and I had nothing here. So like, and I just remember I was just like, man, like when is the whole thing gonna come in? And it will get better. Once that beard comes in, it does get better.
That's great. So, any other parting remarks or anything you want to say?
Empathy goes a long way. I feel like just the state of the world, the state of the nation right now, being empathetic to your peers, being empathetic to your family is very important at this time. And empathy towards the planet as well. Because right now, as we know, California is burning. The world is getting hotter. The planet is all we have. So be empathetic, and make small decisions to save the planet because we really need this place.